known by its map designation as Area 51.
We're now learning Area 51,
known as Area 51.
Thank you for
Near
clearing
Area
that up.
51.
Thank you.
Known as Area 51.
Because Area 51 is very important.
They called him Jimmy, and everybody wanted to be his friend.
What's good? What's good? Welcome here, 51 here with your host Jimmy. Another day in the jungle. Give us a like, subscribe here in the #1 channel when it comes down to boxing. If you're a purist, you're gonna like this channel. Also, check our website, goldenboxing.com, for more information, stories. We got everything there just for you. So check it out, man. I got some stories for you, and this is something that I was thinking about because it's gonna make a lot of sense. So Dimitry Bivol said he's not going to fight Canelo Alvarez unless he actually goes down to 168 and makes the fight there at super middleweight, which, as I said in the other video, I think it's a great idea. That would give him more capabilities. You can check it out in the other video that I published. But let's just think 1 second what would happen if Canelo accepted the fight, which I have a sensation he won't accept that fight. But let's imagine that he did accept that fight against Bivol at 168 and Bivol was to become undisputed champion. I think that this would open up the division a lot more, and I think this will give some breathing space for fighters like David Benavidez and fighters like Dave Morrell Jr. The reason is because Canelo Alvarez has a clit, okay? He has a tampon, and the dude don't want to fight David Benavidez or Dave Morrell Jr. So he's gonna hold hostage. He's going to hold hostage the WBA and the WBC. I don't think he's going to fight either one. Okay, I think he's more likely to vacate those belts, but he's not as likely to fight those fighters, especially Dave Morrell Jr., because that's high risk, low reward. And I do believe that Dave Morrell Jr. is the most dangerous fighter in that division. And then I will go with David Benavidez, but I still think that both of them beat Canelo Alvarez and they'll smack the shit out of him, to be honest with you. None of these fighters, Dave Morrell Jr. or Dave Benavidez, fighters that I've spoken to Paul Andrade, I've spoken also to Jose Benavidez as well. If they won the fights, they want to do it for a world championship, and you can't blame them from doing that. The problem is that all the belts right now are held hostage by Canelo, so it's impossible that they can make a fight against each other, because in the end of the day, if you want legacy, you got to get the belts. If not, it's not going to make any sense. And plus, all of these casual fans are going to say, oh, look, he lost against Dave Morrell Jr. or Dave Benavidez beat Dave Morrell Jr. He sucks. Like, that's not how boxing works. You fight for a championship. That's in every competition, every sport. That it's just unreal that people believe that belts are not worth anything. If belts are not worth anything, why is Canelo just vacate all the belts, right? See, he's not going to do it, because he cares about the belts. He knows that the belts are important for him. So if Bivol were to beat Canelo, now we would have in place David Benavidez possibly challenging Bivol for the WBC strap, and also Dave Morrell Jr. for the WBC strap. Okay? This will be great, because now Canelo Alvarez is outside of the picture. He's no longer relevant. He's never been in my books anyway. But he won't be relevant. And now these will be 3 super fights that you can make that will be excellent. Now, I believe Bivol should fight Arthur Beterbiev. That's the fighter he needs to fight. I think he's definitely not. He doesn't want to fight him. Okay, Beterbiev wants to fight. It doesn't seem like Bivol wants to fight. However, if Bivol was to vacate the belts right after he beats Canelo Alvarez, which will make him, quote, undisputed in the eyes of many, not in my eyes, because he still needs to fight David Benavidez to become really undisputed, then what will happen is that with all the belts that are vacated, he, leaving the division, will leave it opening wide gap. And that would mean that Dave Morrell Jr. would have to fight for a vacant spot. And then you have Dave Benavidez who would fight for another vacant spot. And now we can see a fight of unification between Dave Benavidez and Dave Morrell Jr., which will be perfect because now it will be for a world championship. At the same time, that would also allow Dave Benavidez to fight a mandatory against Dimitry Bivol, who would also be fighting for a world championship, as he is the mandatory of David Benavidez. Okay, so this would be perfect. The key here is that Canelo holds the belts hostage. He's never wanted with David Benavidez. He's never going to fight Dimitry Bivol. We already know that. He never wanted to. Okay, he's never, since 154, he's been ducking him. Okay, he even vacated a possibility to be undisputed at 160 because he said he didn't want to fight him. The most stupid excuse ever. They said he was boring. I mean, boring. Yildirim was boring. Okay, so either way, this is a perfect opportunity for them to actually have a chance to, because I believe that they have a, maybe being Bivol being there, he would actually take those fights. Maybe he would take those fights. I don't know. I haven't seen him in 168, but at least it gives me some hope that I would see some good fights going on, and boxing will be flowing super middleweight. So the key here is that Canelo either vacates his belts or he loses against Bivol. Either way, it's going to help us have these other fights, because there's no fighter that's not going to fight and risk without a world championship, especially with the fans today who are really critical, and then they will be calling these guys bums, and it doesn't make any sense for them. They're not making any money. Canelo's making all this money because you gave him that power, commercial power, and these fighters who are taking really risky fights, fighters that Canelo has avoided, suddenly will be fighting each other, and the fans won't, the commercial fans, the casual ones, the ones that know shit about boxing, they wouldn't give him any credit. So if they're going to do it, they have to do it for a world championship. So that will be a good case scenario for all this, and I hope it actually happens. And Canelo is in a tough position now, because if he doesn't take the fight with Bivol at 168, then who is he going to fight? Eddie Hearns told us already he's going to fight with Edgar Berlanga. And bro, if he fights Edgar Berlanga, I don't want to ever hear any Canelo fan, any Canelo fan talk shit here, because you guys are, I mean, I'm over with you guys already. You guys are full of shit. But Edgar Berlanga, I got enough, bro. All right, peace out. Give us a like here, subscribe, and also if you like our channel, visit our webpage, goldenboxing.com, for more news stories and information. Peace out to the next video, and deuces cruces.